3 months ago, nomads found her dying in northern Siberia. Walker, Kate Walker, born in New York in the United States. She had an American passport on her. She showed up at the clinic last week. She's recovering. She's fine.
You're certain, Olga Efimova? You have to keep her there until we arrive.
I will do what it takes. You can count on me, Colonel. Oh, my head.
Hello, Kate Walker.
Hello?
My name is Kirk, Kate Walker. Kirk of the Yukol tribe. Do you remember the Yukols?
Where are we? My memory's all mixed up. There was a terrible blizzard with snow and ice, and then nothing.
We are in the clinic of Dr. Zamyatin, in the town of Valsambor.
How did I end up here?
We Yukols migrate with our snow ostriches to the sacred lands. It's a long journey. A very special journey. 1 month ago, we found you dying on a riverbank there in the north. We took you in and our shaman cared for you. Afterwards, we continued our journey. And today, we are both here to finish getting better.
You lost a leg.
It was an accident, you know. Some people don't like nomads like us. But don't worry about me. Dr. Zamyatin asked a master craftsman from Valsambor to make me a new leg, and he's going to put it on me when it's ready. It will be like a brand new leg.
Why are you tied to that bed?
That was the decision of Madame Olga, Dr. Zamyatin's assistant. She says I'm too restless, and it's the only way to make sure I get better. Apparently, it's going to take a long time to make my artificial leg. And in the meantime, my people are without a guide and are waiting for me, with the herd, so we can continue.
Well, Kirk, I'm delighted to have made your acquaintance. I guess I have to go tell the staff that I'm awake, I feel fine, and I have no intention of hanging around here.
Of course, Kate Walker. I'm sure someone will be in the yard. Maybe even Madame Olga.
What? Hello? Is anybody there?
I don't think anybody heard you, Kate Walker. Try using the call button that's located next to the door.
Nothing. It doesn't work, Kirk.
I think I saw some of the staff using it the other day. Take a good look at the mechanism, Kate Walker. Maybe you can find a way to get it working again.
This diagram shows how to turn the call button on, but I can't do anything until I can get at the internal mechanism.
Search the room. I'm sure you'll be able to find something you can use to open it up with. That should do the trick quite nicely. Now try to use it to see if you can repair the call button.
see if I can repair the mechanism.
If you're not sure, maybe the diagram you saw earlier might help.
Finally! Right, now I just have to find a supervisor.
Well done, Kate Walker. I'm going to have a bit of a rest now. Please try to come back and say goodbye to me before you go.
Go hold your head under the ice water in the fountain, Nikita. That'll clear up your damn headaches.
Not his time. This isn't a normal... Ah, you're finally awake, number 10. What can I do for you?
Well, it seems to me that I'm cured. And now I'd like to be on my way.
Given your condition, that would seem somewhat premature and perhaps even unreasonable, number 10.
I am not a number. My name is Kate Walker. I would appreciate it if you would call me by my name, Doctor.
There's a perfect example. That aggression boiling up within you. I'm afraid that it may be a significant traumatic after effect.
So you're refusing to let me leave?
Oh, no, of course not, miss. I have no intention of abusing any of the prerogatives of my position. Nonetheless, first you must submit to a series of tests that are designed to demonstrate that you have fully recovered. You understand. Please, sit down.
On that?
Yes, yes, don't be afraid.
What the?
Don't worry about these restraints. Merely a simple formality that's part of the protocol that Dr. Olga, our supervisor, has implemented. Right. I do believe that we can begin. Now, be so kind as to state your first and last names, age, and place of birth, please.
My name is Kate Walker. I was born in New York, and I'll be 30 this year.
Good, good, miss. Up until now, my device would seem to corroborate what you say.
You're using a lie detector?
It's procedure. Please stop worrying and talk to me instead of your friends and family. Are you on good terms with them?
No, I cut off with them. I haven't had any news from my mother for weeks. And Dan, my fiancé, left me for my best friend Olivia.
You seem to be basking in this chaos and anarchy, Miss Walker. Is this inclination for disorder connected to this Hans Vorarlberg and Oscar? You spoke about them at length while you were delirious.
Oscar was an automaton and Hans Vorarlberg was the person who made him. We became friends, and I went with them on a long journey through Europe. There you have it.
To be honest, what I'm interested in, Miss Walker, is that during your travels you were in contact with the Yukol people. The nomads who brought you here to Velsenborg. In your opinion, what should we fear from such a primitive tribe of savages who understand neither law nor border? Refusing civilization and settlement.
I think, Doctor, that the Yukols live in harmony with nature, time, and space. They have no real reason to change the way they live.
Now that is an example of typical American idealism. Maybe you should go back to New York right away. I'm sure your brilliant ideas will be justly appreciated there.
I don't intend on going back. Not now, later, and maybe never.
So you intend to continue your journey through our country. A hazardous undertaking with neither goal nor destination. Pity for a brilliant New York attorney who seemed to have a gleaming future.
That's not for you to decide, Doctor. For the rest, I think I've demonstrated throughout this interview that I present no psychological after effects from my injuries. I would therefore like you to authorize my release now.
Of course, of course. Do calm down, Miss Walker.
I'm sorry, but I'm not used to being interrogated like this.
Some years ago, I would have interrogated you in a very different manner, Miss Walker. I grant that I may still feel some nostalgia for the good old traditional methods. You're one of the very last representatives of a world that is fast disappearing, Miss Walker. A disordered world that no one will miss. This key is much like you, unstructured and uncontrollable. If you're able to find a way to use it to leave this floor, then you shall have proved that you are permanently cured.
I would like to get my things back before I leave.
You will find them there.
Turn around.
Dr. Olga would not at all like to see you so agitated. Why not try to get some sleep for a bit?
But
What on earth's wrong, Miss Walker?
I don't understand. The key. It didn't work.
I did warn you, you know. You can't be at all well enough yet to deserve to be released already.
You've got to be kidding. I managed to use your stupid key.
Gently, Miss Walker. Protocol clearly.
I don't give a damn about your protocol. I'm cured, so let me leave and just stop it.
Impossible, Miss Walker. The rule is very clear. Only those patients who are capable of opening the door may leave this floor.
Right. Since you won't help me, I want to speak with your superior, Dr. Olga.
You can do that when she comes by to see you for her daily visit. But please don't count on me to disturb her before then.
There's a problem with the key, that's obvious. I need to find out where it comes from. I already know that everything works here. Let's check the key. These holes, it looks like something's been removed from the key. No doubt about it, my key's been deliberately damaged. I need to find a perfect copy if I want to be able to repair it. Aha! I see. According to the picture, there's a pin missing. I need to find a way to fix it. But how am I going to manage it?
How are you, Kate Walker? Is your departure from the clinic imminent?
I'm afraid not.
You seem upset. What's wrong?
I have to use a kind of key to open a door and finally get out of this place. It's a kind of a test, you know? A test that I passed, but the key didn't work. And when I compared it with an original, I saw it had been sabotaged. I'm getting the impression they're trying to keep us here by any means, Kirk. Whether we want to stay or not.
That's a serious accusation. Are you sure?
The proof is building up. First there's that key which doesn't work, and that bed you're trapped in, and your missing prosthesis.
It's true that I've been very weak since I began Madame Olga's treatment. But she says that it's normal. She calls it temporary secondary effects.
We really need to get out of here, Kirk.
Unfortunately, I cannot undertake the long migration of the ostriches without the mechanical leg, Kate Walker. But you, on the other hand, you can leave.
But how?
Show me the model of the key you told me about. That's what I thought. With this, my tribe's smith should be able to repair your key. If, of course, you find a way to get it to him.
I doubt they have a postal service here.
Go onto the balcony. Our shaman's messenger is never very far. I use it to communicate with my people. You can give it the key, It'll take it to my tribe's smith.
Got it. Thank you so much, Kirk. Hey there. That's it. Come on, come here. About that bird, Kirk. I must be doing something wrong. It won't come to me when I call it.
It's true that the old owl is a bit of a lunatic. Have you tried to get it to land on the balcony?
No, but I don't see what I can use for that.
Look around the yard, Kate Walker. You may find something that might interest the board.
Why not? I'll give it a shot. Thank you for your help, Kirk. The owl flew away with the key, Kirk.
That's good news, Kate Walker. Now we only need...
Kirk. What's wrong?
Dr. Olga's treatment.
Kirk. Kirk, can you hear me? Wake up.
Come, come. No need to be alarmed, Miss Walker.
Who are you? And what have you done to Kirk? You're the one who put him in this torture device.
Calm down, Miss Walker. I'm Dr. Olga Efimova.
I don't care who you are. Bring Kirk round. Immediately.
Fainting is a secondary effect inherent in the treatment, Miss Walker. Nothing more. In medicine, despite any discomfort, protocol must be respected.
Oh, you mean that horrible mechanical bed where that poor boy is waiting for a prosthesis that never comes? That's protocol? And I suppose the same is true for the absurd interrogation I had to go through.
You seem to have developed a singular paranoia since you came out of the coma. When we get the chance, I'll look into it. But for now, I'm going to ask you to please leave. I have to administer the next stage of the treatment to your young friend.
Fine, I'm leaving. I hope all this is gonna help him.
Well then, I can't imagine why you might think the opposite, Miss Walker.
How is he?
Your young friend is reacting to the treatment very well. Everything is fine. He's resting.
Well, goodbye, Doctor.
I'll come by and see you very soon, Miss Walker. Don't worry.
The Yukels did a great job. The key should work now.
Kate Walker.
Kirk! How do you feel?
Not very well, I'm afraid.
This situation can't go on, Kirk. So what can I do to help you get out?
The best thing, Kate Walker, is for you to go alone. And if you really want to help me, once you are outside, go to Valsembourg and try to recover my prosthesis from the craftsman. If you bring it back to me, Dr. Syberia3 will put it on, and I will be able to go back to my tribe.
Can we trust Dr. Syberia3? I'm not so sure when I see what this clinic is like.
The man has always been a friend to the Yukols. And I'm sure he'll be able to help you leave the hospital and find the craftsman in Valsembourg.
Okay. I promise to come back as soon as I can with your prosthesis, Kirk. Until then, hang in there.
Thank you, Kate Walker. And may the spirits be with you.
Hello, Miss Walker. How very delightful to see you up and about. Even if I really have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. Our dear Dr. Olga painted a far darker picture of your current state of health.
I don't want to say anything bad about someone you seem to appreciate, Dr. Zamyatin, but quite frankly, Dr. Efimova worries me.
And why is that?
She and her associate, Dr. Mangling, put me through a real interrogation. They're also keeping Kirk, the young Yukol, prisoner, attached to his bed. Not to mention the psychological grip she seems to have on everybody here.
Listen to me, Miss Walker. I know that waking up after a prolonged period in a coma is difficult. In such a context, anxiety attacks are very normal. But please, do not project it onto Dr. Olga. I'm not getting any younger, you know, and running this clinic is a very heavy burden. The last few years, Olga has shown she is capable of assisting me. I have every faith in her.
But...
The subject is closed, Miss Walker. Please tell me about that pendant you have around your neck. I must admit I noticed it as soon as you walked in.
it belonged to Oscar, a friend who passed away.
I understand, Miss Walker. I myself have borne the weight of grief for decades now. Wearing a token from someone dear to you is a natural thing.
Dr. Zamyatin, I promised Kirk I'd go to the craftsman in Valsembourg and bring back his mechanical prosthesis. The poor boy has been waiting for it for ages, so I'd like to try to speed up the process. Would you tell me how to get there?
Now there's a truly noble initiative, Miss Walker. I asked my clockmaker friend Simon Steiner to manufacture the young Yukol's mechanical prosthetic leg. He's a capable craftsman and ingenious. You'll find him in his workshop, near the Valsembourg port. I imagine he must almost be finished with his work by now. He makes amazing things. You'll see.
Can you authorize my release so that I can see Dr. Steiner? Unfortunately, I've been told that the clinic is in lockdown.
You will have to ask Dr. Olga, Miss Walker. She signed the current order to lock our establishment down. She's in charge of giving out the passes. This book should answer any of the questions you may have about our Yukol's friends. Farewell and bon voyage, Miss Walker.
It's really necessary for me to ask Olga's permission to leave? You're the director of this clinic, after all.
Olga is my right-hand woman. I can't keep her uninvolved in current matters, Miss Walker. She is also currently your doctor. You should really talk with her about it. She isn't as evil as you seem to believe. You'll find her in her office, most probably.
The American is awake. You must hurry, Colonel.
How is she doing?
Fine, apparently. She is docile for the moment. This may not last too much longer, I'm afraid.
And what about the tribe of nomads?
Just like the past 2 years, Lake Valsembourg hasn't frozen over, so the herd can't cross the ice. They're stuck here. And also, their young guide is still in our control. If everything goes as planned, soon the Yukols will have no choice but to go back home. Especially as I have a plan to speed things up.
Fine.
There's also the American detective, Colonel. He should be arriving soon.
Let him meet with Miss Walker if that's what he wants to do. No point alarming him just yet. But when all is said and done, we're the ones who are handling the young woman's case. No American is going to come here and tell us what to do.
What? Where did she go?
Hello, Miss Efimova. I'm here to see you two. Kate Walker, it really is you! What a coincidence. I've been looking for you for weeks.
Mr. Canton, I presume?
Ah, I see that my reputation precedes me. Miss Efimova must have told you I was coming.
No, I just now learned of your existence, Mr. Canton. A while ago, my employer in New York informed me that he was going to stick a detective on my back.
I don't like to boast, but I'm the best detective on the East Coast. Never a problem with me. I've been asked to bring you back home safe and sound, Miss Walker. I should be in Balsamore in a few hours.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Canton. I'm sure that finding me hasn't been easy.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
I'm afraid this might upset you, but I'm not planning on going back to the United States for the moment, Mr. Canton.
To be honest, you don't really have a choice. The U.S. Justice Department is looking for you, and I even have an international arrest warrant for you, Miss Walker. Who'd have thought?
The feds are looking for me? But what's the charge? I've done nothing wrong.
Embezzlement! Apparently you took off with a contract for the sale of the Clockwork Toy Factory in Vorarlberg. And you took advantage of the seller's senility. You're even suspected of being responsible for the death of one of them, a Mr. Hans Vorarlberg, the last heir authorized to sign contracts with the company you represented. That's not negligible. You know, Miss Walker.
This is completely ridiculous. And as far as I know, you aren't authorized to represent the Justice Department in this country. You're just a detective. So you'll have to put up with it, Mr. Canton. I'm not going back to New York with you. So leave me alone!
Wait, Miss Walker. Please be reasonable.
Goodbye, Mr. Canton.
Hurry up.
Yes, Dr. Efimova. I'm doing whatever I can. Get this damn tap open in the end, you'll see. That's it.
Well, that should convince the Yukol scum to strike camp and go back where she came from. Come on, Helmut. Let's not hang about here.
Yes, of course, Dr. Efimova.
Engenemuk. Tuk. Bikolet. Miss Kitwalk. Senvenu tuk. Minimir Buruth.
My God, what happened to that poor ostrich?
Ostriches want drink very bad water, Tuk. When ostrich is thirsty, and ostrich is not smart, Miss Kitwalk. She lako, Tuk. Head hard like hard rock.
Try to hold them back as long as possible. There must be a way to filter the river water.
Unganemuk. But Miss Kitwalk, go quickly.
Miss Kate Walker.
Hello, ma'am.
You remember me, Miss Kate Walker? Me, ayahuasca. Great Yukul shaman. Me go there and find you somewhere there in the world of the spirits.
So you're the one I owe my life to, Madame Ayahuasca. It's you who cared for me before taking me to the doctors in the Valsembourg clinic. I don't know how I can ever thank you.
Tuk girl. Miss Kate Walker go clean river water right up there. Since she traveled long time in magic world, spirits now her friends. They will show her the right path.
Very well. If you say that the spirits are going to give me a hand, I'll try to do that. Ladies and gentlemen of the spirit world, if you want to show me the way, now's the time. Just had to ask, I guess. This gauge is obviously for measuring the water flow from the dam.
Bayrdla, Miss Kitwalk. Thanks you and spirits. Ostriches saved.
Be careful all the same, Mr. Barut. The dam filtering the water may not hold very long.
Sa! Yukols leave here fast to make sure Ostrich is safe. But not possible without Kirk. Him our guide.
I just came from the clinic. Kirk and I shared a room.
Sa! How going, Kirk?
He's doing fine, though. I mean, for the moment. But he's stuck up there without the prosthesis, you see.
No, Kirk. Yukols cannot leave here. So ostriches want continued journey without Yukols. Can't keep ostriches here very long. Ostriches cross Lake Valsembourg alone. And then eaten by lake spirits. Tuk.
The ostriches crossing the lake, so that has to be a part of the migration?
Tuk Tuk. Baranur, on other side of lake, is path of sacred plains. Ostriches lay eggs in hot sand on sacred plains. But lake, not anymore frozen, so not be able cross.
Listen, Mr. Barut, do your best to calm your ostriches while I go to Valsembourg. I promised Kirk to go get his prosthesis and bring it back to him.
Bartla, Tuk. Miss Ketwalk, you friend of Yukol's.
I'm going to speak with the shaman now.
Ayahuasca will be very happy. See Miss Ketwalk. She go with you and around you a lot in world of spirits, so they free you. You not die because of her.
Miss Kate Walker. You have good news?
To be honest, nothing great. Kirk, your young guide, is in the hands of Olga Efimova. That woman has the director of the clinic, Dr. Zamiatine, under her thumb. She also seems to be in tight with a shady soldier. These people hate you, Ayahuasca. They can't stand your way of life. They're the ones who poisoned your ostrich's water. I think they're also holding up Kirk's prosthesis to keep him in the clinic and stop you from continuing your migration.
People not like Yukol's now. Yukol's out of date. If Yukol's without guide, not able continue great voyage. Return to north and never leave again. And then ostriches die.
Well, hold on. We're not at that stage yet. I promised Kirk I'd go to Valsembourg to bring back his mechanical leg.
Took. Magic leg not only problem for Yukol's.
What's the other problem?
Ayahuasca sees bad spirits everywhere on long road for Yukol's. Now many very, very bad spirits on lake and also after. Baranor very dangerous. Bad luck everywhere. Ayahuasca very, very scared.
There may be another way to cross the lake instead of waiting for it to freeze. I'll find out when I visit Valsembourg.
Why Miss Kate Walker decide to do all this for us?
Without the Yukols, I would have died of cold and hunger next to a Siberian river. It's only natural I should give you a hand in return.
Look! So Miss Kate Walker decide accompany Yukols on great journey?
We'll see. First, I have to go to Valsembourg. But like you, I seem to be a prisoner in this camp.
Yukols not have right to go to Valsembourg now. Miss Kate Walker like them. Now she must find pass so that she able to leave here.
Where can I find a pass so I can leave the camp?
Before, Yukols could make use of pass machine in cabin at camp exit. But authorities decide break it in small pieces, so now we cannot use. Miss Kate Walker should ask client tourists in Valsembourg.
I'm going to try to find the pass that you told me about.
Miss Kate Walker, go quickly.
Sir, excuse me.
Hello, miss. You're not actually from here. I can hear it. What on earth is a young American doing in our beautiful land? Business? Or perhaps tourism?
Oh, it's a long story, believe me.
I see. In any event, you must try and visit our town. You know, Valsembourg is very charming this season. And may I suggest you drop by my tavern? It's the best restaurant in town.
Unfortunately, I don't have a pass to get into Valsembourg. You wouldn't know how I can get one, would you?
Wow, that can get complicated. You have to get a pass from the Valsembourg Town Hall. And to do that, you need a pass to get there first.
So I'm stuck here?
Maybe not. This is my wife's pass. She's not well, so she couldn't come with me. The document is perfectly valid, except she forgot to get it stamped at the town hall.
And that's a problem?
I'm afraid so. Without the stamp, the document is worthless. Not that long ago, you just needed to get it officially stamped at the police checkpoint, over there at the camp gate. But there hasn't been anybody there since the town decided to come down hard on the U-calls.
So this pass is useless?
Not necessarily. You need to add a stamp that looks like the official Valsembourg seal. The police aren't that sharp-sighted around here, I have to admit. Anyway, I didn't say a word. Good luck, miss. And don't forget to drop by my tavern when you're in Valsembourg.
Stop! You may not pass.
May I ask why not?
Miss, as the inopportune loitering of the Yukon nomads in town was proving to be disturbing the tranquility of the inhabitants, Mayor Bulakin has ordered access to Valsembourg to henceforth be restricted to those presenting a duly stamped pass, which confers the authorization to access said town.
Look at me. Do I really look like a yokel to you?
My dear young lady, your physiognomy is not sufficient. Only presentation of said municipal pass shall be acceptable.
But
Without a pass, you shall not pass.
do I really need a pass?
Indispensable. So cease arguing and keep moving.
A stamp? Looks like something's missing, though. Hello.
Look, Mark, Miss Catwalk. Need something from Forge?
Well, yes, I do. I need a stamp that has the same shape as the Valsembourg seal and that I can use with the press at the camp gate.
Complicated. Need model. Tuk tuk. You have that, Miss Catwalk? Complicated. Smith also need wax for mold. Good job. Stamp ready in not long time.
Hello, Miss Walker. Very happy to finally catch up with you.
Mr. Canton, what on earth do you want?
To take you back home, whether you like it or not. Come on, give me your hands, please.
You really do stick like a leech.
That's what they pay me for, Miss Walker. Mr. Marston? Finally, I have her. Yes, she is safe and sound. I have Miss Walker under control. I'll keep you informed of our progress. It'll take a day or two at most. I suppose there are a few procedural obstacles to overcome before we can leave the country.
Listen, all these things I'm accused of are completely untrue. Hans's murder, embezzlement, it's nonsense. And while we're wasting time here, I can't help the Yukels. And believe me, they really need it.
I am not your enemy, Miss Walker. If you haven't done anything like you say, it's in your interest to go back and defend yourself in court. There's nothing left for you to do here anyway. Not everyone here is your friend in these parts, I'm afraid.
Nothing personal, you understand, Mr. Canton. But I'm not leaving with you. There's no way.
I don't think you really have a choice.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Help! Help! Help me!
My God, Miss Walker! Shut up, will you? Don't make me gag you.
Good luck, Mr. Detective.
God, I don't believe it! Yes, yes, I thought I heard someone shouting too. No, no, it didn't come from here. More like the other side. Over there. Follow me.
Quick! I have to get free and get out of here while Canton is busy. Free at last! All right, let's get out of here before Canton comes back. I was just calling you for help. Why didn't you come? You are police officers, aren't you?
I have my orders, and they're not to intervene in the affairs of the American detective. The order came from up high, you know. And besides, my officially designated duty here is to make sure that only people with a proper pass may have access to the town. The rest isn't one of my official assignments, miss.
I see. Your spirit of initiative does you proud. I'd still like to go back to Valsembourg now.
Without a pass, you shall not pass. Miss Walker! No, wait! I have an arrest warrant for this woman. Arrest her! Oh! My pass! Give it back to me! Immediately, you hear?
You almost fell right in the water. Have you ever thought about moderating your consumption of vodka, sir?
R-E-N-O.
Pardon?
It's me, Captain Obo. Obo! Proud commander of the just as proud Crystal. So don't you, sir, me.
Well, delighted. Captain, I'm Kate Walker. I'm looking for Steiner's, the clockmaker.
If I fall in the water, Taylor, you'll be to go straight to hell. So don't Don't fall in the water, Sail. You understand? Bastard's waiting for me.
Who are you talking about?
The monster of the lake is waiting for us all, miss. Everyone's time comes eventually. To finish the work. Come on, back in the fight. Because you can never lower your guard. Never.
Hello. Are you Mr. Steiner? I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Steiner. My name is Kate Walker, and I've come to pick up the prosthesis for Kirk, the Yukel spiritual guide.
And well, dear Miss Walker, Dr. Efimova has informed me that the young man was not yet in any sort of condition to withstand the operation, and that...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
It is impossible. That pendant you have around your neck. I would be very obliged if you would entrust me with it for a moment. Please, Miss Walker. Mein Gott! An XZ-2000 automaton heart in perfect working condition. A compensating spring memory. Pendulum ventricles and small mechanical pumps. Everything seems in excellent condition. Donnerwetter! Where on earth did you steal this, Miss Walker?
What? Are you calling me a thief, Mr. Steiner? I haven't stolen anything from anyone. This is all I have left of my friend Oscar. Give it back to me right now.
Ah, so... And yet I am actually very familiar with this type of precision mechanism. An infernal precision. Incredible, unique expertise. For this was a Vorarlberg automaton, Miss Walker.
Yes. It was Hans Vorarlberg who designed this object. Tell me, did you know him?
Oh, yeah. He even lived here a few years. We did a lot of work together. He taught me so many different things, you know. So it is useless to try and make up silly stories, Miss Walker. And I am afraid that I am not about to allow you to leave here as long as you have not told me the truth about where this object comes from.
Mr. Steiner, Oscar was a very special automaton. He inspired almost human emotions. But today he doesn't exist. He isn't dead, of course. Because what has never lived cannot die. Oscar was just dismantled. It had to be like that. All that I have left of him is that heart. A heart made of metal.
It's far more than just a heart, miss. It's far more like a kind of mechanical hard drive. A computer that is full of cogs, gears, and springs, but...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
My heart... need... my medication. Quickly!
Just don't move. I'll go and get your medication right away.
Make yourself right at home. Don't mind me. I just own the place. My heart. I need my medication. Quickly.
Steiner's medication. I have to take it to him fast.
Thank you for your precious help, my dearest Miss Walker. I'm afraid I may have judged you somewhat hastily.
Don't mention it, Mr. Steiner. Tell me about the prosthesis. I need to take it back to Kirk very quickly. If, of course, you agree to let me have it.
Yeah. I just have a few small adjustments to make. It involves very precise and meticulous mechanics, understand?
Will it take long? I'm sorry to insist, but I also have to give a hand to those unfortunate Yukels. I need to help them get across the lake with their herd of ostriches. I'm so worried about them.
Once the mechanical leg is at last ready, I can go to the clinic and bring back young Kirk to you. That way you only have to worry about what happens to the other Yukels.
You'd do that, Mr. Steiner? That would really be a great help.
So, perfect. But dear Miss Walker, are you aware of what lies in store for the nomads when they reach the other side of the lake?
What on earth's the matter, Mr. Steiner?
The next stage of your journey is the poor cursed town of Baranor. It has become hell on earth since the time of the last great ostrich migration.
Please join me downstairs for a moment, Miss Walker. I'll show you exactly what I mean.
Look just next to the films there, Miss Walker. You should find a film on Baranor.
Baranor, the cursed city. Baranor, the martyr town. Baranor has been nothing but a field of ruins and desolation since a week after the explosion of reactor number 3 in the nuclear power plant. Baltimore is on the other side of the lake, sheltered from the prevailing wind, and fortunately it seems to have been spared from the deadly radioactive clouds. Our town was mobilized to go to the aid of our neighbors. Although our town's means were modest when compared to such a catastrophe, there were nonetheless among us some brilliant mechanical engineers. In record time, they developed a small army of automatons capable of helping the affected people. Those men and dogs of steel could go where a human could no longer set foot without becoming seriously ill. Over there, they could be excavators, rescue workers, and treasure bearers.
Oscar! They all look like him.
Truly magnificent pieces, Nishtvar. The XZ2000 model is most assuredly one of Hans's nature masterpieces.
Their mission was to bring back any survivors of the catastrophe to Baltimore, where the victims would receive the best care in Dr. Zemyatine's clinic. The Crystal, the ferry usually responsible for linking the towns of Baltimore and Baranor every day, carried the new type of rescuers to the scene of the trauma, and brought back the survivors of the catastrophe.
So Baranor suffered the ravages of a nuclear accident. But according to that film, the automatons you designed with Hans should have helped save lots of lives, right?
I'm afraid that's not how things went. Because of Captain Obo, who... Ah, that must be Sarah. Please come this way, Miss Walker. I'll introduce you. Miss Walker, may I introduce you to Sarah, my granddaughter?
Nice to meet you, Sarah. My name's Kate Walker.
I actually owe Miss Walker a candle. Thanks to her calmness and peace of mind, I'm still here and on my feet. She found my medication and gave it to me before it was too late. Donnerwetter.
You don't mean you had another attack, do you? Ah, you're being so very naughty, Grandfather. You absolutely must let Dr. Zemyatine examine you.
Come on, stay calm, my little child. When I go to the clinic to take the prosthesis to the young Yukol, I'll stop by and see the good doctor. Until then, why don't you make yourself really useful to Miss Walker? She's looking for some way to transport the Yukol caravan to the other side of the lake.
Well, I think I've already found the solution. The boat in the film, the Crystal, it must be the ship that's docked in the port. If it was able to transport the automatons you and Hans built, it could carry the ostriches across the lake.
Ah, that's not a bad idea. But unfortunately, there's a slight problem of size, dear Miss Walker.
What on earth do you mean?
Obo became a poor wreck when he simply abandoned our automatons in Baranor. The coward now drowns his sorrows in vodka. He's convinced that he fled because of the monster in the lake. Heh! Apparently the imbecile saw the monster, Himmelgott. So he went back on his tracks, abandoning all the automatons in Baranor, as well as the people they were there to rescue.
Grandfather, I know you're still really angry with Captain Obo because he abandoned the automatons that you built with your friend Hans in Baranor. He was supposed to wait for them. They were going to take all the survivors they found in the rubble to the boat and then bring everyone here to safety in Valsambor. But in the end, when he got to the beach at Baranor and saw the disaster and all the dead, he became really afraid. The disease, the radiation, he must have had an uncontrollable panic attack, so he immediately turned back, dumped the machines on the Crystal into the lake, and came back empty-handed to Valsambor. And the automatons have been there ever since, in hell. But who knows? Maybe today he'll want to sell. I'm sure Kate will be capable of convincing him to help the Yukols. I have to go do my waitressing shift in the tavern. Come by and see me later on, okay? Captain Obo will be there.
All right then. I'll try and convince Captain Obo. Thank you for everything, Mr. Steiner.
I don't know if I really should wish you good luck, dear Miss Walker. Baranor is only an open grave now.
Captain Obo?
What do you want?
Come on, Captain. Put your bottle away for a second and listen to me. I need to use the crystal for a crossing. Your ship is big enough to take the entire Yukol caravan. And so I need you to, are you okay, Captain?
Why are you being... My God, why are you being so mean?
Well, because...
So you're going to tell me I'm nothing but a gutless drunk too? Go ahead, I'm used to it.
No. Of course not. Now.
Don't bother. Just leave me the hell alone, then, lady.
I don't believe it.
Is everything okay, Kate?
Not really. I'd like to ask Captain Obo if the Yukol caravan can go on board his boat to cross over to Baranor. But I can't get a straight answer. He's completely sloshed.
I'm sorry, miss, but I really think you're wasting your time. He's getting drunk again to forget his crimes, like he always does. To forget he wasn't brave the way a captain should be. Can you believe it? In Baranor, he just picked up and abandoned his passengers. And I know, he'll never want to see that cursed place again.
I'm not sure that's true, lad. Even if he does drink a lot, the captain's a pretty good guy. Say the right thing, and you may be able to convince him.
If I'm ever lucky enough to find him sober, even for a moment, I need that drunkard to listen to me.
Maybe I can help you with that. I'll make him one of my famous small restoratives. After that, he'll want to sleep for 3 days, but at least his mind will be clear.
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, both of you.
Don't mention it. The way the Yukols are treated here is an absolute disgrace, so if we can help out... Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's ready.
Take this, Captain. This one's on the house.
My God! This pisswater unbattens the hatches, swabs the deck, and opens the portholes. Hello, Miss...
My name is Kate Walker, Captain Obo. We met each other earlier.
To what do I owe the honor of your presence at the table of the regrettably famous Captain Obo?
This is good news, Captain. You're back at the starting block again. You have a new beginning, a new dawn.
Haha! Now that's a good show of spirit, Miss Walker. What'll you be having now? It's my round.
What I'd like you to do is to help me, Captain. I could even say you're the man of the hour.
What do you mean by that, young lady?
The Yukol caravan has to cross the lake now. It absolutely must continue on its migration, do you understand? So I thought that maybe they could board the crystal. That way you could take everybody there, to the other side, Captain. I know you don't have fond memories of your last crossing, of your departure from Baranor, but...
Why the hell are you bothering me if everybody has already warned you about horrible Captain Obo? The gutless wonder.
It's true, people are quick to judge. But they're not the ones who went to Baranor like you did. They can't teach you anything about being brave.
Maybe. So tell me, where do you actually want to go then, miss?
To Baranor.
I'm a broken man because of what I saw back there that night, miss. A sad wreck of a man, really. And you're asking me to go back. Back there. Back to hell. I saw the hellish red eyes of the monster of the lake. Beast as big and long as my boat. Ask your Yukol friends what they think about it. They call it the Kilak, the evil spirit of the lake. The devil guarding the doorway to hell.
Well, let's just look at it like a second chance. What do you say?
No. Never.
In that case, I'll buy the crystal.
What makes you think she's up for sale?
You've left her in the port to rot. She's completely run down. You haven't the money to keep her shipshape. I have money, and I need that ferry.
She's a ferry, not a liner. The girl wants to take the helm of the crystal. Now I've heard everything.
I know that if the Proud Crystal had an equally proud commander at her helm, things would go better. But as you don't want to go on a voyage...
All right, all right. You can get your gang of little savages and board the crystal. I'll take you.
Oh, thank you, Captain, really, with all my heart. And thank you on behalf of the Yukols.
Oh, but be careful now, Captain Girl. You're not there yet. There are 2 conditions, and they are negotiable. First, we stop by Narodas. It's a little town just a bit south of Baranor. That will mean we avoid the most radioactive zones, but it won't actually take you too far off your path. And second, we also sail by day. I'm not going to finish up on the lake monster's plate. And it sleeps during the day. The beast is usually a bit of a night owl anyway.
I accept, Captain Obo.
In that case, all hands on deck now, sailor, because we've got work to do before we can hoist the anchor.
Come on, Kate. You hurry off and meet with the captain before he changes his mind. I'll go tell Grandfather to join you on board the Crystal with Kirk.
Thank you, Sarah.